Hi everyone, welcome to all of you for this video lecture. Myself, M. Krishna, working as assistant professor in EEE department, St. Peter's Engineering College. In this video, we are going to discuss about power factor. Generally, this power factor concept is there in AC system. It is not there in DC system because there is no phases in case of DC supply. In our AC system, we can say more number of phases are available. Generally, we are using single phase system and three phase system. Single phase system to supply the power to the domestic loads, whereas three phase system is going to be using for commercial loads, industrial loads, and etc. And here we have to remember one thing. There is no concept of different loads using in DC supply. But when you use the different loads with respect to AC supply, this power factor is varying. We'll see the details of power factor. The power factor is defined as the cosine angle between phase voltage and phase current. That is given as PF equal to P upon V phase I phase. And this power factor can be defined in some other words in terms of powers. When we see clearly this diagram, this we can call power triangle. In this power triangle, this is active power, reactive power, apparent power. This is angle. And we can call this power factor as like this. Power factor is defined as the ratio of active power to the apparent power. Next we'll see causes for low power factor. Following are the causes of low power factor. First one is single phase and three phase induction motors. 80% of our loads, electrical loads, are induction motors. Some induction motors works at poor power factor. That is, if you run the induction motor at full load, it takes the power factor equal to 0.8 to 0.9 lagging. For small loads, power factor varying from 0.2 to 0.3 lagging. If there is no load upon the induction motor, power factor may come to zero position. It leads to many problems in the system. When we see the electricity bill values, it is going to be increasing more and more. Second point is varying load in power system. As we know that the load on power system is varying. During low load period, the voltage is increased, which increases the magnetizing current, which cause the decrease in power factor. And third point is industrial heating furnaces. Main applications there also induction effect. The fourth point is electrical discharge lamps. High intensity discharge lighting, arc lamps. These are all operating at a very low power factor. Fifth point is transformers. Transformers also working on mutual induction principle. Due to that, induction effect is more and taking the lagging power factors. Sixth point is harmonic currents. Whenever we use power electronic devices in the system, in the circuit configuration, then we can say they are all non-linear devices which introduces the harmonics in the current, and it is leading to generate the more angle between the voltage and current, and automatically the power factor value is going to be reduced. Need for power factor improvement. As we know, real power is given by P equal to VI cos phi. The electrical current is inversely proportional to the power factor for transferring a given amount of power at a certain voltage. Means we are keeping voltage and power constant. We are just seeing the relation between power factor and current. Here the power factor is inversely proportional to the current. Hence, higher the power factor, lower will be the current flowing. A small current flow requires a less cross-sectional area of conductors, and thus it saves the conductor and money also, cost-wise. We can say from the above relation, we see having poor power factor increases the current flowing in a conductor, and thus the copper loss also increase. A large voltage drop occurs in the alternator, electrical transformers, and transmission and distribution lines, which are connected to the same system, and these are all give us very poor voltage regulation. The kVA rating of machines which we are using in the power systems is also reduced by having high power factor. As per the formula, look at this. kVA, this is also from the power triangle. We can write power kVA is equal to the kW by cos phi. This we can see from the triangle, and we can make the relation among these, and we can say kVA is inversely proportional to the power factor. If power factor is more, we can say there is a reduction in the rating of the machines which we are using in the power system. We can say that the size and cost of the machines is also reduced. Methods of power factor improvement. There are three main ways to improve the power factor. The one thing is by using the capacitor banks. Second one is using synchronous condensers. Third one is phase advancers. We'll see one by one. When you use the capacitor bank, look at this diagram. See, initially there is no capacitor. If there is no capacitor, only the system is having the R and L. This we can say RL load. If it is RL load, the relation between voltage and current is like this. We are taking voltage as a reference. This is voltage. When there is no capacitor connected in parallel to the RL, then the current takes the lagging like this and having the more angle between voltage and current. When you take the cosine values of this angle, the cosine values are going to be reduced. Means what? Power factor value reduced when there is no capacitor connected across the system. After that, we are going to connecting one capacitor bank in parallel to the RL load. Thereby what happened? This total current is going to be dividing into two parallel paths, and the current flowing through the capacitor always leads the voltage by 90 degrees. Thereby what happened? The vector sum of these two currents, this current and this current, will give us total current. Thereby what happened? The angle between voltage and current is going to be reduced as compared to previous case. Thereby the cosine angle between voltage and current is going to be increased. In this way, when you use the capacitor bank, we can improve the power factor. This is a simple method applied at areas where large inductive loads, means lagging currents, are presented. Static capacitors are used which produce capacitive reactance that cancels out the inductive reactance of the lagging currents. These banks can be star connected or delta connected. A control system is usually provided which monitors the power factor and switches the capacitors on and off. We'll see the advantages. Low losses, low maintenance, lightweight, easy to install, no foundation required. Disadvantages are very few. Short life, means 8 to 10 years we can use. Capacitors can get easily damaged due to over voltages. So we have to maintenance is more required. Once damaged, the repair cost is more. It is very costly and uneconomic. Due to constant switching surges and harmonics may be produced. Second one is synchronous condenser. Synchronous condenser means it is a synchronous motor operating under no load condition, overexcited system. Overexcitation and no load condition, our synchronous motor is operating. This is called synchronous condenser. This we can say three-phase load. We can say this is a three-phase inductive load, and we are connecting one synchronous condenser in parallel to the system, and this synchronous condenser will produce the reactive powers which pumping into the system. Basically what happened, this inductive load absorbs the reactive powers of the system, and these reactive powers are going to be compensated by the reactive power produced by the synchronous condenser. It is very clear from the above phasor diagram. Look at this. This is without synchronous motor. Without synchronous condenser, what happened? Initially, this is the lagging amount of current with respect to voltage. This is the angle. The angle is more. Then what happened? We are connecting one synchronous motor which is working at no load condition, overexcited condition, and it is having the leading currents as same as the capacitor. Then we are taking the vector sum of these two currents, thereby the current value is going to be having the less angle between the voltage and current. Thereby the power factor, the cosine values of this angle are going to be increased. In this way, we are going to improve the power factor using synchronous condenser. When we see some points about the synchronous condenser, when a synchronous motor is overexcited, it draws leading current. In a way, it behaves like a capacitor. When such a motor is overexcited and run at no load, it is called a synchronous condenser. The most attractive feature is that it allows stepwise power factor correction. In a static capacitor, the leading kVA supplied are constant, but in a synchronous condenser, we can vary the fixed excitation and hence controlling the amount of capacitive reactance produced. Synchronous condensers are used in large factories, industries, and major supply substations. The synchronous condenser method is also having some advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are longer lifespan, flexible and stepless control of power factor, reliability is more, does not get affected by harmonics, no switching is required, hence harmonics are not produced. The disadvantages are it is a motor basically, thereby higher losses takes place, and the cost is also more expensive, need more maintenance, thereby cost is increased, and because of it is rotating machine produces the noise. Synchronous motor is not self-starting, so auxiliary device is needed to start the motor. Uneconomical for equipment below 500 kVA. The third method is phase advancer. It can be used only for induction motors. We know that the stator winding draws lagging current in a motor. This current is drawn from the main supply. Hence, to improve power factor, we supply this lagging current from an alternating source. This alternative source is the phase advancer. In this method, an AC exciter is mounted on the same shaft as the main motor and it is connected in the rotor circuit. It supplies an exciting ampere turns to the rotor circuit at slip frequency. This improves the power factor. The another attractive feature of that is if you supply more ampere turns than needed, the motor will operate in an overexcited state, means at leading power factor state. When we see the advantage of this method, lagging kVA drawn by the motors are reduced because of the exciting ampere turns are supplied by this phase advancer at slip frequency. It can be utilized easily where synchronous motor is somewhat difficult. The main disadvantage of this method is uneconomical for motors below 200 HP, that is 150 kilowatt. Thank you for watching this video.